D.A.M.N time. Wake up, it's D.A.M.N time. D.A.M.N time. Truth in the booth and the whole chat line. I walk in with the facts, no fluff in the bag. Hot coffee, cold truth, let me raise that flag. They came for the jokes, but they stayed for the lesson. I turn headlines into business confessions. I don't do fake, I don't tap dance nice. I say what I said, then I say it twice. If the world gone crazy, I'm the morning alarm. With a mic in my hand and some smoke in my palm. Say D.A.M.N. D.A.M.N. Say it one more time. D.A.M.N. If the truth hit hard, let it ride. If the show got value, put some love inside. It's D.A.M.N. Everybody say it. D.A.M.N. Don't just replay it. D.A.M.N. We live in the chat. If the facts hit home, go and tap that tap. D.A.M.N. Hands in the sky, wake up, get smart, let the nonsense die. Tap that tap, drop that love. Shack going crazy when that truth show up. Tap that tap, drop that love. D.A.M.N. in the morning now, turn me up. Yo, what up? 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 I want to make sure you guys can hear me clearly. Want to make sure everything is coming through. Make sure you can hear me clearly. Welcome to Dave Anderson Morning News. I am, of course, Dave Anderson, the Prince of Blockanda. Yes, indeed. We've got ourselves a phenomenal show today. Let me take off my glasses. Let me talk to my people. Good morning. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I am coming to you live from the Blue Room Studios, powered by Jaro Go. Make sure you go to jarogomedia.com or go to your app store, whether that's Android or iOS, and download Jaro Go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Let me know where you're checking in from. Top of the morning, it's D.A. I am excited to be here today. I really am. Today has been it's been a hectic day, and it's just getting started. A lot of stuff has taken place over the last 24 hours, and we're going to get to all of it. We're going to get to all of it. Let me know where you're checking in from. I see Berkeley, California is in on the check-in. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up, black music genre out there in Nolans? Chi-Town is in the building. Craft Geek, you better thank your YouTube member coming in from Fresno. What up, what up, what up? Let me know my sound is good. Let me know that you can hear me okay, because that's extremely important. I am trying to make sure that everything is working the way that it should be working. And for me, it's super hectic because I'm seeing some things out here that definitely need to be addressed. And I see Chicago is in the building. What up, what up, what up? Thank you so much. Sound check coming in clear, coming in good. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. Albie Chill kicking us off already. You better thank your YouTube member. Said top of the top, kicking off the super chats, the $4.99 super chat. Yes, indeed. If you want your comment prioritized, make sure that you are hitting the super chat because the chat goes fast and furious. And by the way, we just cleared 5.5 million views on the channel. Yes, indeed. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I'm really, really thrilled about that. Thank you so much for your support. It absolutely means the world to me. Let me make sure I can hear myself here. Let me. There we go. Let me get it popping. Now, I want to say this very clearly, and I want to be 100% thrilled with it. What up, Trang? Said the people's champ. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Professor Dave from Ohio. OHIO, North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist it around your neck so you like a helicopter. Shout out to the big state of North Carolina. I love North Carolina. I lived all over. I was at K97.5. I was at Foxy 99 in Fayetteville. 99 what is it? Oh god, 102 Jams in Greensboro. Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out.
South Windsor, Connecticut is in the building. What up, what up, what up? Today we got to have a conversation. Today is going to be a very special episode of D.A.M.N, but more specifically than that, can you hear it? I don't think y'all hear it. It sounds like tell them out. Today we are talking about One FBA. Yes, indeed. One FBA is our show where we as foundational Black Americans look into what's happening in Black America by focusing on what people throughout the diaspora are doing. And today is no exception. Yesterday, I kept getting tagged and I did not know what was happening. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. And I was, I gotta say, a little bit upset as to what I saw. Shout out to Dominicano over there on Instagram. Make sure y'all click that link on Instagram. Come on over to YouTube. Let me talk to my people. Is there an association for FBAs to network with each other? I'm in New York City. Oh, the association is here, baby. It's One FBA. That's what we're doing. Make sure you head over to the D.A.M.N store. I need y'all to head over to the D.A.M.N store. Yes, indeed. Because I need you to go ahead and get your official One FBA merchandise. I need you to get your Block Onda merchandise. Yes. We need to get that real quick. We need to get that popping. So let me show that to you in case you haven't seen it yet. That's right, the official D.A.M.N store. We got the Block Onda merchandise on sale. All the Block Onda Forever merch is up. Get yourself that. But most importantly, get yourself some One FBA gear. That's right. Yes. Get your gear. And how do you get it? You click the link in the description, link.me/thebusinessbully. It is that simple. But the second that you open wide, the whole world knows what you can't hide. But I want to talk about this Godfrey situation. He had Wyclef Jean on the show. And I've spoken to Wyclef quite a few times in my career. Wonderful guy. Definitely have no beef with Wyclef. But I really want to talk about it. And I want us to be able to make that happen. So my question today is, can foundational Black Americans identify as foundational Black Americans without being accused of dividing the diaspora? Can foundational Black Americans identify as foundational Black Americans without being accused of somehow dividing the diaspora? Because Haitians can identify as Haitians. Nigerians can identify as Nigerians. But somehow, when we do something, it's an issue. It's a problem. And what's bothering me at this stage in the game is we keep saying, hey, every person who is an immigrant is not a tether. Let me say that again for the people in the cheap seats or the slow section. Every person that is not an immigrant, that is an immigrant, is not a tether. And I have had conversations with Godfrey's people offline. And the one thing that is being suggested is that my fans might be a little bit hateful. I have not said one disparaging word about Godfrey. I, David Stephen Anderson, full government name, have not said one disparaging word about Godfrey, because the truth of the matter is I am a Godfrey fan. I am a stand-up comedian. I love Godfrey. I think Godfrey is extremely funny. I was disappointed when I heard some of the things that Godfrey said. And to me, it goes beyond David Oyelowo, because David Oyelowo is a different ball game. Sorry, I refuse to be ashy on my own show. So I need to be very clear here. I need to be very clear here. I want to have this conversation with Godfrey because Godfrey is having this conversation with American in the building. And that in and of itself is problematic because as a lineage, as a distinct ethnic group, which is what foundational Black Americans are, we are a distinct ethnic group. We have our own ethnogenesis. We are not African. Every human being on the face of the planet's roots are in Africa. That's not up for debate. However, that does not mean that you get to be me. It also means that you don't get to sit there and go unchecked speaking about me. And so what I want to do is go over some of the things I saw with this Godfrey situation, with his conversation with Wyclef Jean. And shout out to Wyclef Jean. Wyclef Jean is the only Haitian I know who has means, who tried to go over there and fix his homeland. You know, so I want to be able to kind of go there and see how we can have this conversation in a real way. And again, if you want to chime in, if you've got a question or something that you would like to say, you can feel free to always come through. The diasporawars.com is the website. The website is the diasporawars.com. You can feel free to come on up here and talk. We're working on getting everything set up with the phones and all that kind of good stuff. But I'll put the link up for you. That the diasporawars.com is the link. So here on 1FBA, we're going to have a conversation in regards to Godfrey and Wyclef, because there was a lot of things that were said that I thought were interesting. And I got to be honest with you, I was kind of disappointed on what I saw. And it's bothersome to me because the conversation is being had about us without us. I'm gonna say that again. The conversation is being had about us. Trending right now. The conversation is being had about us without us. And I don't like that. Right? I think that you should, when you are a guest, even a guest that is paying rent, you should be respectful of the landlords, the people who built the house that you live in. I don't think that is an unreasonable request. I don't think that is an unreasonable ask. Absolutely. Polo says we FBAs are not part of no diaspora. Absolutely. But again, the question was not whether or not foundational Black Americans are part of the African diaspora. The question is, can foundational Black Americans identify as foundational Black Americans without being accused of being divisive to the African diaspora? That in and of itself is the question. And I ran analytics on 154. And those analytics show that 70% of their shows are based on foundational Black Americans, and up to 90% of the shows mention foundational Black Americans. And so if we're the topic, but the goal of the show, pull my shorts down, the goal of the show is to unite the diaspora. How do you unite a diaspora, one that does not include us, because it's called 154, it's not called 155, and two, how do you unite us when we're excluded, but you're constantly having our name in your mouth? I don't understand how that goes. I don't understand how that goes. And it's very bothersome to me. It's very hurtful to me. I feel disrespected. I don't want to feel disrespected, but I do feel disrespected because we have been nothing but loving and kind. And the same way that foundational Black Americans have coons amongst us, people in the Caribbean, people in Africa, people from the Caribbean and people from Africa, or any other part of the so-called Black diaspora have a tether class. And the tether class acts like they're us and then begins to denigrate us on our homeland soil. No other country would allow that. Wyclef, who was born in Haiti, could not go back to Haiti and become its president because they had rules in place. Yet and still, Haitian Americans are all through the Congressional Black Caucus, mayors, senators, so on and so forth. All different types of non-foundational Black Americans are deciding laws and making bills and passing all different types of acts that mostly negatively affect foundational Black Americans. And so I'm trying for the life of me to understand how that happens. And so for me, I'm trying to understand how we get here. Because I really want to have this conversation. I really do. I want to have this conversation with Godfrey. I don't like to talk behind people's back. I like to talk directly to your face, respectfully. And I don't think I need to call you names. I don't think I need to beat you over the head. I think we can have a substantive conversation if everybody involved is being intellectually genuine in said conversation. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Please let me know, because I want to be able to come from a real place and from an honest place. I really do. And so I want to be able to really talk about this. And I'm going to play some clips from this actual show. And before I do that, let me go ahead over to the super chats, because I see the super chats are rolling in and I do appreciate you. Make sure you're sharing this out so that people don't miss this conversation. The Iceman with the $5 super chat says, good morning, Brother Dave and D.A.M.N, tuning in live from the island of relevancy by way of the 305, by way of the 242. OTC, acknowledge him. Hashtag 305, hashtag B1, hashtag cut that check. Appreciate you. FU2 with the $2 super chat says, does that show ever go viral without FBA talk? The answer is a decisive no, and I ran the analytics. So the answer to that is no. $10 super chat also from the Iceman says, Dave, you being diplomatic, I'll be blunt. Godfrey ain't coming. His resistance speaks to his intentions. He's no different from Joe, except Joe was brave enough to pull up. He's tired of faking. Which Joe are we talking about? Oh, you talking about Joe Wesley, or are we talking about a different Joe? Let me know. But I got to let y'all know, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very, very frustrated because I don't like feeling disrespected. I think it's hurtful. And especially when you have documented record of you understanding how you might have hurt somebody, like when it came to the gentleman who made the Lion King song. You told him, hey, man, like, I don't want to be sued. I just want to let you know we're friends. We're having a good conversation. I think we're going to hang out, so on and so forth. I just want to apologize for hurting you. So you do recognize that whether or not you intended to or not, you hurt that man. Now, that man bought a $27 million lawsuit against your friend who was on your show, who also happens to be African and also happens to be a comedian and also happened to say something funny that man took offense to. So you were able to apologize on something that you didn't do, but you facilitated. So the ability for you to apologize to people you hurt has been demonstrated by Godfrey. But my issue is Godfrey does not seem to understand that we are deserved of an apology because he has aggrieved us. We're not slaves. We're not cargo. We are the people who made it possible for you to be here. And Godfrey knows that because out of Godfrey's own mouth, he reads books. And my main thing is we have to be able to have the conversation. And so I don't believe in being disrespectful. I don't believe in being so-called xenophobic. What I do believe in is being accountable. And that to me is the most important thing, accountability. And when we have accountability, that's when, we can grow. So I want to be able to come over here and I want to be able to go to different parts of this interview. So let's go ahead. I've got the first part ready to go here around. Let's go about here. And let's watch together. Let me know that you guys got sound, okay?
Generation don't get shot.
Yeah.
They take it for them.
Sounds very biblical. The last shall be first.
But it's
first
just
shall be last.
it's a fact. It's a fact. My super billionaire friends, they always like make jokes at me. They be like, Clef don't like money. He a hippie. I do like money. I love money, but money don't come before the people. It's just the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be about the people first. You heard?
Yeah, man, that's deep.
That's my philosophy.
Your musical talent, where did that come from? When did you know you had this musical talent?
Straight from the church, man.
Straight from the church.
Straight from
How was your dad with that? Like, because I think about the movie Sinners.
What type of church?
You know what I mean?
What type of church?
Nazarene church, gospel church.
Okay.
It was straight up Pentecostal vibes. They spoke in tongues.
Yeah.
They throw you in the pulpit at 9 years old.
Yeah.
You got to be doing the James Brown. You got to be moving.
Yeah, you got to feel the spirit.
Listen, even if the spirit ain't on you, got to act like it's on you.
Hey, my mom will give me that look.
There's a lot of
understand, like, the minute they look at you, you better start going.
Jesus Christ, where you at?
Real quick, I want to stop real quick and recognize our super chatters. Let's see. First of all, Marcus Clayton with the gold coin. Thank you for the 10 jewels. I definitely appreciate that. Sexy Red with the $10 super chat. You better thank a YouTube member. Nancy Mace introduced a bill to dismantle the Congressional Black Caucus. Yay or nay? Yay. Absolutely yay. And I'll tell you why. Let me make myself just a little bigger here. The reason that I am 100% on board with dismantling the Congressional Black Caucus is the Congressional Black Caucus has been around since my brother was born. So around 1970, 1971. God rest my brother Aaron's soul. The Congressional Black Caucus, and if someone can, again, fact check me on this, can you please explain to me what the Congressional Black Caucus has done to make the situation for foundational Black Americans in America better for us by and large? Our communities are still food deserts. We are not able to be autonomous in our own communities. Our dollars leave our community quicker than any other group in America. We're the only group in America, by and large, that does not have our own districts. The only thing we really have is a hood. Now, there are certain pockets of well-to-do Black people. I'm not going to act like there's not. There's even pockets of foundational Black American communities that do well. But by and large, there is no Black Girl Magicville. There is no Brothertown. And a lot of these federal laws, they go out of their way to worry about ICE. Hakeem Jeffries, who's basically the leader of the Congressional Black Caucus, is worrying about ICE agents showing up at polling places because they want illegal immigrants to be able to vote without ID. I've been going to the same Jewish synagogue to vote down the street from my house for decades now. And when I go to vote, when I went to vote in this last primary, I said to them, hey, my name is David Anderson, so on and so forth. They asked me where I lived. I told them where I lived. And they said, oh, we found you. And I said, don't you need my ID? No, we don't need that. That's a problem. So if I were to go get a pack of Black and Milds from my local gas station, I got to show my ID. If I want to go get a lap dance at the Shaky Butts, I got to show my ID. If I want to buy, I want to hit the corner store, you know what I'm looking for, St. Ides, I got to show my ID. When I go to the gun shop to get myself a piece of machinery for self-defense to protect my homestead, I have to show ID. But when it comes to exercising my constitutional right to vote, nah, we don't need ID. That's all done by folks up to, but especially including the Congressional Black Caucus. What has the Congressional Black Caucus done for us? That's what bothers me. If someone could tell me then I'll definitely stand down. I'm looking for someone to tell me how the Congressional Black Caucus has benefited foundational Black Americans. If you can't, I do not in any way, shape, or form respectfully see the function of it. I see how it works for the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus. I see how it works for the Hispanic Caucus. Hell, the gays got a caucus. Our caucus basically is a bunch of cosplaying Caucasians. Yes, they have melanin in their skin. Their hair might be a 4C texture, but they're not us. And they do not care about us. They care about securing their fan base. By the way, and yes, I said fan base. By the way, they also go out of their way to make sure that they have a voter class that they can manipulate. That's why they have been pushing these illegals down our throat. All of that is problematic. Thank you so much to Frank White with the 2 jewels with the 100. I appreciate that. Also, Lewis Luck with the big $20 super chat. I salute you. Says, my people need to pay attention to what's really happening. This is an attempt at a hostile takeover of our identity. They're literally calling us African while claiming they are American and claiming our history too. I can't argue that. But let's go back to this Wyclef situation. Again, I'm always going to stop down to acknowledge my super chats, no matter what we've got going on.
2, 3, 4. I also want to ask this. I want to ask this because me and him get bombed with this foundational Black Americans.
Oh boy,
we get bombed.
I'm going to stop right here. And the reason that I'm going to stop is because number one, I want you to look. See, that's Akbar Jabashamina. I can't say his last name. Akbar, co-host of American Ninja Warrior. Shout out to the great Matt Eisman. Very nice man. Akbar, look at his demeanor. See, when you look at somebody's posture, it tells you everything. Oh boy. It comes across, and I could be wrong. Let me shammy my cam. It comes across like you don't like us. The disdain, I don't like it. Godfrey says, oh, we get bombed. I want you to watch how the body language switches. See, everybody's relaxed. Everybody's confident here. Now let's roll that clip back.
That's deep.
That's my philosophy.
Your musical talent. Where did that come from? When did you know you had this music?
Church, gospel church.
Gotta feel the spirit.
Listen, going.
Jesus Christ. We get bombed with this foundation. I want to ask this.
Yeah.
Now, right here, Godfrey is thinking about how he's going to pose this question. So we are 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 39 seconds into the show. And here comes foundational Black Americans again without Nigerian, Wyclef is Haitian. There is not a foundational Black American in the room, but he's going to talk about how they get bombed. Let's listen.
Because me and him
I don't know what's funny right now. Respectfully, I don't know what's funny.
Get bombed with this foundational Black Americans.
Oh boy.
We get bombed.
Like big time.
We were born in America. We're Nigerian American. We were born here.
First gen.
A lot of our friends are Black Americans.
Grew up.
Again, if I was born at a Ford dealership, does that make me a Ford Focus? If I was born at McDonald's, does that make me Ronald McDonald? If I was born at Walmart, does that make me a smiley face? Just because you're born somewhere does not mean you automatically get to put on my identity. You do not get to wear my lineage as a costume. That is the issue. Akbar, and this is a point that Godfrey has made, which I want to dive into. He has said, and I'm not saying he loves saying this, but he has said, and please, I am a fallible human being. I'm a human being with pains and family and issues and all that kind of good stuff that can go anywhere. Hold on one second. But this right here, this is where the problems start. Before I finish playing this clip, I want to acknowledge Frank White with the chili jewels. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 6 jewels right there. Thank you for the gold coin, Frank White. Appreciate that. Peaches Lindsay, thank you for the gold coin. I definitely appreciate that. Please keep those super chats coming because there's a lot of messages, and I can't get them. I can't get them. You know, this is interesting. The Oracle, shout out to the Oracle, says, call them out completely. Let's be clear that 154 is now being used as a platform to bring immigrants on their podcast to attack and passive aggressive rhetoric against foundational Black Americans. Well, let's take a look, and I want to pose it to you. Do you think that this is passive aggressive behavior? Let's look.
Grew up with them. Yeah. We grew up, and it's this whole thing of, oh, you guys are tethered. This tether.
I don't even know what that means.
It's tether means something attached. The tether's like you're attached to something. So I guess we're acting like we're them, but we're
in a word. Yes. That's pretty much what it is. Is because it's easier to get into spaces. It is easier for people to pronounce. Do you understand? That's why. And the only person I've ever seen flawlessly pronounce Akbar's last name is Matt Eisman on the show American Ninja Warrior. But let's keep going.
And we don't really belong with them.
Now that's false. We never said you don't belong. We never said that. What we're saying is you're having intellectually disingenuous conversations about us without us. It's not about whether or not you belong. You have every right to be here if, in fact, number one, Godfrey was born here. Akbar was born here. But Godfrey has said on many of an occasion that he was born in Nebraska, raised in Chicago, and Akbar grew up around Crenshaw. But Akbar grew up around Crenshaw, but couldn't tell you anything about what foundational Black Americans have done. He was willfully ignorant. So how do you be born someplace, live someplace, and don't even understand the culture, the history, the struggle that we have made and the strides we have made in order for your ancestors? Because again, Akbar and Godfrey are both first-generation Nigerians. How does that happen? That's what I'm trying to understand. Thank you, Willis Addison, for the tool jewels. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to get to your comments, but again, there's so many I can't even read them all. You know, and Polo Styles makes a good point. Says there's a little Haiti in New York, Miami, little Lagos in Houston, little Ghana, little Senegal, little Guyana in New York, SMH. But where is Brothertown or Black Girl Magicville? So I'm really trying to understand. I'm really trying to understand. This is a very serious issue for a myriad of reasons. And all we want is to be respected. I don't find that to be unreasonable. But let's continue and watch. And I want y'all to pay attention not only to what Godfrey says, but what Akbar says, and then what the great Wyclef Jean says.
It's a lot of divisive.
Yeah.
Like you.
Again, I want to take this point by point. I'm not trying to just stop and stop and stop and stop and stop. So forgive me if that bothers you, but we need to be clear. We can't talk about divisiveness when 54 countries in Africa, out of those 54 countries in Africa, right? No. Let me be fair. I'm not going to throw all 54 countries under the bus. Let's just take Nigeria for a moment, shall we? Can we do that? Do I have permission to just talk about Nigeria for a moment? Is that all right? Can I talk about just Nigeria for a moment? Are you guys cool with me just talking about Nigeria for a moment? I want to understand. Nigeria has tribes in it that are fighting each other. I don't hear anybody talking about how the Igbo and the Yoruba are being divisive amongst each other. I have not heard that conversation on 154. If you find it, please give me the clip, and I'm happy to play it. Dimples 718 with the $10 super chat says, Grand Rising Dave and FBA fam, Godfrey chooses his FBA battles on purpose for his own self-aggrandizement. And no worries about the Black Caucus. This organic delineation will shift in our favor. Amen and amen. I appreciate your gift. Now let's go ahead. Because we need to have this conversation. I'm gonna let it roll for a little bit.
Coming from Haiti, being in Brooklyn, going through what you've gone through, how do you feel about that? I don't know if anyone's ever talked to you about that. Have you heard anything about this foundational Black thing? Because they feel like, you know, if you're part immigrant, you're not foundational. I mean, we recognize we're not foundational Black, but they say you shouldn't speak for us. What? I'm speaking just for Black folks because we're all going through the same shit. I grew up in Chicago. Police harassment, you know, same old call the N-word.
We had the same experience. Because our roots are, you know, we're first gens.
Yeah.
So because of our roots, then somehow we're excluded from the experience.
So,
yes. Also, some white person's ignorant bigotry, racism, or prejudice is not a unifying factor. That is low-hanging fruit. I do not move because someone decided to be a bigot. That is not what's happening here. That's not happening. I don't understand. I don't get that. How does someone pulling you over or someone being racist to you or calling you the N-word because you look like one of us, yeah, they're going to do that. They don't care what kind of Black person you are. They don't like you. Sure, that does not make you us. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, but we're going to keep going.
So how do you, I don't know.
Well, I think that, again, I hear everything. I see everything. I play for everybody. I'm around everybody.
Yeah.
And the conversations that I have is because I feel like the internet is louder than the one-on-one conversation.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt. Yeah.
My one-on-ones are very healthy.
Yeah.
And it's a phrase that says, l'union fait la force, which means unity is strength, right? So at the end of the day, it's very clear that the reason why you look at history, right? Because what happens is if you want to debate, then we just got to go with the facts of how history is. And the biggest part of history is this, like, why did they keep me away from you? That's all I want you to know. So if you're in America and I'm in Haiti, why did they keep me away from you, right? Because at some point, some ancestors, there was some kind of a connection, like why they was like, okay, we're going to bring these people to Jamaica. You know, these, we're going to lead them in Africa. We're going to bring these over here, and then these are going to be shipped to America. Like, why? Right? And this is a big question, right? The question is this, right? So, and the answers that question is l'union fait la force. Unity is strength. Divide is the only way that they could conquer, right? So at the end of the day, when rhetoric gets so loud, right, it's hard for people to look at what the truth is, right? So at the truth, if you love Frederick Douglass, and Frederick Douglass was Black American, right? If you love Frederick Douglass, you should read what he says about immigrants. Read what he says about Haitians, right? If you look at Harlem, New York City, and you are a Garveyite, you should look at Marcus Garvey. Like, he's pretty interesting, right? He would consider himself being from Harlem. These are all part of histories that maybe you might be missing. If you look at the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, where does he come from? If you look at Harry Belafonte, where does he come from? Right? So, and I could keep going on and on and on just to say at the end of the day, you see, when we was doing the Fugees, right? And
I want to stop Wyclef right there. Now, Frederick Douglass was a phenomenal statesman. He did talk about Haitians. He said, Haiti is black, and we have not yet forgiven Haiti for being black, criticizing the United States' refusal to respect Haitian sovereignty. Okay. Also, he was a big fan of Haiti. I ain't got no beef with Haitians. I love Haitians. I love Jamaicans. I love Nigerians. I have love in my heart for absolutely everybody. Frederick Douglass never said that Haitians come from the same line that we come from. This is intellectually disingenuous. By the way, Harry Belafonte never said a disparaging word about black people. Harry Belafonte stood 10 toes down. Harry Belafonte was a warrior. Harry Belafonte was a confidant to Martin Luther King. He never, ever disrespected us. Malcolm X never disrespected us. Marcus Garvey had a Back to Africa movement that did not pan out. And there's a myriad of reasons why that was. None of the people that have been mentioned by Wyclef Jean so far have absolutely anything to do with the level of disparagement and disrespect that foundational Black Americans are experiencing by people who are beneficiaries of what my forefathers and my ancestors did for them to be on my soil disrespecting me. Respectfully. Let me get to these super chats real quick. Brian, thank you so much for the 100, the 2 jewels. I appreciate that. Martin Mill with the Uncle Alert. I appreciate that. Uncle Dave loves you right back. Mr. Burt with the $10 super chat says, I'm a Haitian and I support the FBA cause, but there is disgusting white supremacist talking points from both ends. We are all brainwashed, conditioned to hate each other. La union fait la force. Mr. Burt, you're more than welcome to come up here. I would love to have a conversation with you. I think that would be great. Come on up here. The link is very simple. It's the diasporawars.com. Let me put it up for you. That's the link. Come on up here. Let's have a conversation. I would love to talk to you because I would love to know what I have said that is a white supremacist talking point. Please, just make sure you don't bring feelings. Just bring receipts because I'm not a fan of white supremacy. I don't find one white man supreme over me. And when people say things like that, it's very disrespectful. So I want to be able to understand what you mean by that clearly before I react. Let me get back to these super chats real quick. Anthony with the $5 super chat says, the only cultural connection they seem to find with us is skin tone and cop interaction, never anything actually cultural. FU2 with the $5 super chat says, why are they talking to Wyclef about foundational Black Americans? Also, Godfrey doesn't talk about what's going on in South Africa, but he knows. Absolutely, because no one wants to talk about what's happening in South Africa because South Africans are throwing out Nigerians forcefully. I would think that 154 podcast would want to cover that. I don't know if they asked him about his Haitian presidential run. We're definitely going to get there. So let's keep rolling. I just would love to have your feedback as we go.
And we always say like the power of the Fugees is this is what happens when a Black American gets with the diaspora and they put their arms together and they learn from each other, right? So when Lauren is sitting there and she's like, yo, this is the 4 Tops. You know, this is Marvin Gaye. You know, I'm like, who? She's like, yo, that's Marvin Gaye. He's a soul singer. This is Aretha Franklin. I say, yo, that's dope. And I'd be like, yo, check this out. This fella Kuti. Yo, check this out. This band called Tabu Combo. Tabu what? Tabu Combo. They out of Haiti. Yo, this Celia Cruz, she from Cuba. When you put the forces together, this becomes the most powerfulest thing on the planet. And then so I always tell people like, you know, disagreement will always happen, but always remember that the strength is always going to be in the unity. Yeah. So that's so sometimes I leave the argument and I go preach to the kids. Yeah. Because
you're going like I can't waste my time with this. This is the upcoming.
They're gonna, you know, everyone like we're gonna leave Earth real soon. Yeah. So they the next one's in line. So if I can't get you, I'm gonna get them. Spread the word.
That is so dope because it does get a little exhausting because, you know, I liken it to this, and I've said this too, especially the way we've been spread throughout the diaspora. You know, when colonizers came into Africa and they enslaved the Africans and, you know, took them over and enslaved the Africans and spread them throughout, you know, Jim Crow, you have Jim Crow in, you know, in the United States and slavery, and you have, you know, everything that happened in the Caribbean and in Brazil and in Africa, and they torched one house and torched the other and did all this other stuff, and they literally split families apart. And then for generations and generations keeps everybody apart. And then the idea to me, which is so hard, but I get what you're saying, division, is that when the generational starts to come together, there's some of the same people that you're saying, you're not a real one, you're not, you know, foundationally Black Americans, could be the very person that is your fourth, fifth, or sixth cousin, and you're saying that we're not together, you know what I mean? And that to me is the power of division, and why you're saying that the only way to erase that is with unity, because when you bring all of that together and the different experiences, because we all know the circumstances, we all know what happened. Yeah. Now we start putting our experiences together to make dope music, to make dope changes.
Entertainment should not be the barrier, or entertainment should not be the measuring stick by which we judge so-called unity, respectfully. And I'm an entertainer. I am a child performer. I have been entertaining and performing since I was 9 years old. I'm almost 50. So what are we talking about? Yogi Fish with the $2 super chat says, these creatures are cowards. They have no culture. Hilarious. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Dexter Robinson with the $1.99 super chat says, Godfrey is a tether? Gave it away. Hilarious. Thank you so much for your comment. Lewis Luck with the $10 super chat, thank you so much for your support, says they do this in every country they migrate to. They disrespect the people that let them in, start assuming their identity, undermine said people, and then gaslight to avoid accountability. Don't buy it. FU2 with the $2 super chat said, did they ask Wyclef about Proswell being a spy? I do not think so. I do not think so. But let's keep rolling. Also, go ahead and play this now.
So when me and my Black American friends, right, I have, you know, like, it's like to them I'm more Black American than I'm Haitian, right? So we have like, and again it's good, because my thing is like, yo, why do you feel like that? Right? Because I want to know, like, well, why is it you feel like that? Because I remember like being little and being in school, and they'd be like, oh, these damn Haitians, they're getting straight A's, right? And like, it's like, well, what do you want us to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if we go home and that report card ain't right, they're gonna like take us and hang us upside down. Bro, it's either we get an A or we gonna trace the A into the.
Hell yeah, we make it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did they just make the we got to get good grades argument as if we don't get good grades? As if we're not capable? Because I couldn't bring home no C's. C's were for crazy people in my house. My mother's an educator. My uncle was an educator. My stepfather was an educator. My grandmother was a teacher. What are we talking about here? That to me, again, it may be unintentional, because I don't know these people's hearts. I can only go by what they say, for the record. And yeah, no. Again, I don't want to hear about your childhood trauma because somebody made fun of you for getting A's. I got made fun of for getting A's. I got made fun of for being in the newspaper. I got made fun of for being on Saturday morning television. So that's what kids do. Mr. Burt 718 says, how can we get this convo? It's available on YouTube. Thank you for the $2 super chat. The Craft Geek, you better thank a YouTube member with the $4.99 super chat. Said, when are they going to focus on unifying Africa? Why does this unity have to start with foundational Black Americans? Because we are the cream of the crop. We are the best of the best of the best. And when people migrate over here, very respectfully, they are the best of the worst, because if everybody could come over here, they would. None of them are going back. Godfrey, from what I understand, and I've heard this from Dante Nero, and I've heard this out of Godfrey's own mouth, he's only been to Nigeria twice. I know Wyclef goes back and forth to Haiti. But when he ran for president, they was like, no, because you don't have residency here long enough to do so. Which was a way to make sure that he didn't Americanize Haiti. Allegedly, supposedly, for entertainment purposes only. But let's keep going.
Oh, hold on. Did you ever get the report card?
Hell yeah, I went like that.
They had the carbon copies. You know, they put it the carbon copy ones. I was at Audubon Middle School, and I would go like this, and I look in through, and I'm like, oh shoot, because if you opened it before my dad got home, you were in trouble. So I'd be sitting there with my thumb, like trying to turn that B into like, how can I make that an A with my mouth?
Straight, man. I loved F's, boy, because I could turn into B's.
Oh yeah, that's right.
My dad be like, damn, you got straight B's, son. Yes, you straight B boy. Okay, you're gonna be okay.
You're gonna be okay.
You need to get an A, but you're gonna be okay.
Good.
My father said, when we got
but
C's, my father used to say, that's a gentleman's grade, at least. But you can't get better than the countries. But
you could.
Oh, my gentleman's grade.
That's a gentleman's grade.
Oh, my goodness. You know, I got a question for you because we're just going back into childhood. And I remember, you know, when I was talking about like how my dad was like, oh, no, just let them know they're all Africans. And I remember people used to go, I'm not African. I got Indian in my blood.
Do you see the mockery? We have a specific ethnogenesis. Whether you like that or not, it does not change the fact that we have a specific ethnogenesis. Period, point blank. I'm really not a fan of people doing this. I got so many issues with people doing, I got Indian. It ain't a perm. I can trace my genetics. I can trace my family back at least 20 generations, going back to the 1670s. So where do you get off, sir? The mockery. And then you get upset when somebody calls you a tether. But look what you're doing right now. Am I being a little sensitive? Am I being sensitive right now? I'm trying to understand. If I'm being too sensitive, please let me know. Hold on one second. Miss Tweety says, I'm Indian, not African. That's my bloodline, not in my blood. Taz says, woo child. They so mad about it, of course. So I'm really trying to understand on which side. On my mother's side. That's it. So I'm really trying to understand. It's really bad because I'm feeling like we're being mocked. If I'm wrong, please check me. TZ, you better thank you. YouTube member says, see, that's the part that turns my stomach. Stop effing mocking us. No Alliance says, y'all just looking for ways to be offended. Well, here's the thing. If we're looking for ways to be offended, why don't you come up on here and correct me? Come on up. That's the link. Please. I would love to have a very respectful, very open and honest conversation. And that goes to absolutely everybody. Is there somebody up here who's in my chat who disagrees with my take on this, who would like to come up here and give me an education? Where are you? Please don't use your thumbs, use your eyes and your ears and start talking to me directly. Can you do that? Can you do that, baby? Can you do that, baby? Yeah. Let's see here. Matt Millie with the 199 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for the flow state. B-Dot. Thank you for the 200 joules. Really appreciate that. Beat out again with the flow state. Thank you for the 200 joules. Thank you for the Uncle Alert, Mark. Appreciate that. Thank you for the Uncle Alert, beat out. Really appreciate that. Yaya FBA with the 10 joules said hiding. My whole thing, if there's somebody who wants to come up here and educate me, please feel free to do so. Please do that. Here we go. You Black American and they are African American. So what? The whole world hates us both. So you're more concerned about people who are not Black, who hates us both. Why are you still typing? Why can't you come up here? See, this is the beta male simp mangina behavior that bothers me. If you got that much to say in the comments, don't be a little girl about it. Come on up here and have a conversation. Come in front of the class and teach my audience. The link is right here. Did you not see it? Let me help you out again. The link is right here. Why are you doing so much typing? Put your thumbs down and let your fingers do the typing and come on over here. Since you know how to type so well, why don't you type yourself up on my screen? This is what I don't get. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. All y'all will do is talk real greasy in the comments, but you won't come up here and face me. See, the difference is, I'm reminded of that good foundational Black American, Dwayne Carter Jr., who famously said, I ain't never ran from it, and I damn sure ain't about to pick the day to start running. But I get it. When you have fleeing in your blood, you can't do anything but default to the lowest possible genetic trait you have, which is running away from conflict. You're really brave in the comments, but you don't want to have an intellectual conversation on the subject. Who's hating? Why are you still? This is bitch assery. I want y'all to pay attention to No Alliance, who's probably one of these pan goofies. I want y'all to pay attention to No Alliance. Mods, I want a 3-minute clock started on No Alliance before we boot him out, because he won't come up here. Stop talking greasy in the comments. Talk greasy to me. Because I was all around Atlanta and I got nothing but love. And nobody say nothing out of the way to me. When I was in the airport and I got stopped for pictures and all that kind of good stuff, I got absolutely no hate nowhere. But everybody in the comments wants to be some type of Noriega super thug. What? Where you at now? I'm trying to understand. Thank you for the 200 joules, old soldier 1979. I really appreciate it. Yogi Fish says they are afraid to debate you, Dave. They have no culture to defend. I'm not looking for a debate. I'm looking for a conversation. And to quote one of my favorite scholars, the late Dr. John Henrik Clark, I only debate my peers. All others I teach. I want to give this man an education. I want to give anybody who got a problem an education, and I will do it respectfully. I ain't cussing at nobody. I ain't calling nobody out of their name. What I am doing is standing 10 toes down for my people. And my people are always the topic of conversation for people who have an issue with delineation. Let me go ahead to the rest of my super chats. Will Addison with the $5 super chat says they have that foreign look and fleeing mindset. Didn't I just say that? Yet they're constantly trying to cloak themselves into our valor and culture as their own in our land. That is problematic. Thank you for the $5 super chat. 100 joules from the high five from WD Mobile Notary, and it's early for you. So thank you for joining me early in the morning. I really appreciate that. The Oracle with the $4.99 super chat says Akbar is a bigot. Why does he think as a Nigerian immigrant he has the right to discuss our ethnicity in relation to him? His wife has a white mother. I don't know that man's wife. This is all news to me, but thank you for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that. Beat out with the 10 joules. Thank you for the gold coin. FBA Sean, thank you for the Uncle Alert. Uncle Dave loves you. Thank you for the gold coin. Beat out. I appreciate that. Dimples with the 10 joules. Thank you so much. Beat out with the 10 joules. Thank you so much. Keep those joules coming. Also, real quick, have you guys gotten a copy of the Tether Doctrine yet? I'm looking for somebody to order the Tether Doctrine. If you order the Tether Doctrine before the show ends, I'm going to send you a Black Honda shirt free of charge. So you'll not only get access to everything, beat out with all the gold coins. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the gold coins. Like you are going off, you are going off with the gold coins right now, homie. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much. And again, Denny7 says, hey, Dave, I think you're being insensitive. I support you and will always support my Black Americans. Please come up here and tell me what I'm being sensitive about. And if I'm not sensitive to the disrespect of my people, What else is there to be sensitive about? If I am not sensitive to the degradation of my people by people who are not my people, while saying they're my people and they have friends that are my people, what else am I supposed to be sensitive about? Please come on up here and break that down to me. Are you saying that I'm wrong for feeling disrespected? Gregarious, you better thank a YouTube member with the $9.99 super chat. Said Wyclef is pushing unity BS while sitting with two of the most disingenuous voices in public discourse. It's hollow when Godfrey relates to us mainly through trauma and entertainment. He is a tourist. The man is an American citizen. He's not foundational, but I understand your point and I feel you. I absolutely feel you on that. Thank you, Salah, for the D.A.M.N 200 joules. I really appreciate that. Again, why in the world are you people? B-Dot said, nah, Uncle Dave, you from Philly. It's not emotion, it's passion. That's how I feel. I'm not being emotional at all. I'm not crying. I was emotional about my dog dying on Monday. That's emotional to me. I'm passionate about the protection of my lineage and my people. Them cowards can't because he's a babbling fool. Absolutely. He's a coward. Denny 7, again, you're talking in the chat instead of coming up here. I think our difference will be set on the side. It's just pretendians. Again, stop talking to me in my chat because it's hard to read them. You're not super chatting. You're just wasting time. So why not just come up here and let's have a conversation? But again, like most of y'all folks, you won't.
I got Creole. I'm Creole. And I've always wondered.
What's with the neck snapping? You do realize that we have a different ethnogenesis. You do realize that we had a lot of different things happen in our bloodline. There's European, there's Native, there's a bunch of different things that make us up as to who we are. Apparently, Akbar is not the reader. I don't know if Godfrey has read Ivan Van Sertima's They Came Before Columbus or Leron Bennett Jr.'s Before the Mayflower. I highly recommend those books. I highly recommend those books. I wish somebody would just give Akbar an education, and I would love to. Listen, I'll fly to LA on my own dime just to have a conversation because that's all I want to do. I just want to have a conversation because what he's saying, and I don't know what his intentions are, but what he's saying is mockery and it's disrespectful. However, unintentioned is not my issue. The issue is that it is disrespectful. If I run over your wife with my car because I didn't see her when I was backing out, you don't care that I didn't see her when I was backing out. You care that I ran over your wife with my car.
I wanted to ask you, like, I grew up thinking that Creole was like a race because, you know, like I've even heard people make.
It's an ethnic subset bloodline, but okay. I don't think Igbo is a race. I don't think Yoruba is a race. Do you understand how I can understand that concept? And I am not Nigerian. I thought Creole was a. Are you serious right now? Like, I don't think people understand how utterly disrespectful this man is being right now.
We even describe Beyonce's mom as like Creole.
Because she is Creole. My 8th grade teacher, her name was Lois Powell Mondesire. I will never forget her because she looked a lot like Miss Tina. And shout out to Miss Tina, lovely woman. She's Creole. Her roots are in New Orleans. She's a Creole woman. Very, very high yellow, very, very fine hair. She's a Creole woman. That's a distinct ethnic lineage, a subset of foundational Black Americans. This is not a hard concept.
Creole lady.
Yeah, Creole, like, is Creole a language or is it a race? I genuinely don't know.
I always thought it was just light-skinned black folk. That's
essentially
had to be like Cajun, like French, part French and part a lot of mixes.
Yeah, Creole is.
So before we get there, again, shout out to Dexter Robinson. You better thank a YouTube member with the $1.99 super chat. If you could, and you're in here right now and you're watching on YouTube, can you please hit the like button? Can you please hit the subscribe button? We are on our way to 100,000. In 14 weeks, we've got well over 38,000 subscribers. I want to get to 100K because I want to put that YouTube plaque right up under Killmonger. I want my foundational Black Americans to stand 10 toes down, saying that you support real independent media that does not take political sides, but calls it down the middle as to what is best for our people. It's not about politics. I'm literally looking to build a community for foundational Black Americans to go. And by that same token, I need y'all to go ahead to Jaro Go and download the app. It is absolutely free to do. Let's see here. Right, 2401 with the $5 super chat. Until we discuss how your ancestors fled, we can't discuss how our ancestors bled. If you don't come on with the bars, I actually had that t-shirt launching, by the way. But this is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. I'm probably going to butcher your name. Is it Tanis or Tanis C? Said, this is why you don't talk about people that aren't there to represent their lineage. It really is a simple concept. Yeah, we're talking about a community online there, user. Creoles were here before Americans were America. Absolutely, before America was America. They don't even know what Creole is. Well, hopefully Wyclef will give them an education. I'm watching this raw, just like you guys.
Like gumbo, it's a mixture.
Yes,
It's a mixture.
Yes,
Right.
So it is.
We call that an admixture, but again,
It's racial.
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
both. It's a
Okay.
race and a language.
Language,
Meaning,
okay.
like, because you could get someone who's super mixed. They could be like Creole, Louisiana,
Okay.
right? You also have Cape Verdean Creole,
that's facts.
Oh.
right? So, which is another form of Creole. And now, when it comes to the language of Creole, it's like patois, for example, is like broken English,
Right.
right? That's so their form of Creole would be called patois. Like, you know what I'm saying to you? So it literally like the slave language broken down, right? So in Jamaica, they don't speak Creole, they speak patois.
That's right.
And
We
that's
have
that
pidgin.
broken,
Ours is pidgin.
broken English. You speak pidgin English.
Yes.
Right? So in Haiti, Creole is like the slang, you know, for the French, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So in different places, you'll see that. And then you got the mixes.
Yeah.
You'll be like, man, she Creole. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can see the mix. Yeah. Be
Yeah.
like, man, that girl Creole now.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
red bone.
She Creole.
Give me a little red bone.
So you speak how many languages?
Well, I dabble with a lot of languages because it was a gift since I was little. So I just love languages. I thought I was going to be a linguist.
Okay.
So first job, legal job, I worked in a beauty supply store.
see, he said legal job. Okay. I just want that to wash over you for a second. Let's go.
My boss was Korean. You know what I'm saying? He took me in. I used to be in front of his shop doing other things. He was like, okay, I bring you in the shop. You know what I'm saying? So you're sitting down and you know what I mean? And you're curious to start to learn. Now, for everyone who's like, Clef worked in a beauty salon store, I did. I'm going to give you a few tips here. If there's
Real quick, I want to acknowledge my super chats. The Oracle with the $4.99 super chat, thank you so much for the love, says, why is Akbar discussing ethnicity and Creole people without any of us in the room? Somebody just popped in. I didn't see them, and then they popped out. If you're going to come up and just wait a second. I'm doing a live show, right? Let's not do that thing where we're not patient enough for me to get to you. I was literally on the other screen because I got to stop and pause and stop and pause and stop and pause. But again, that's crazy. And if you come on, we got rules. You got to be able to put your camera on, right? So thank you so much. WD Mobile Notary with the $5 super chat said, let's get to that 100,000. You on your way to millions, brother. FBA all day. So let's see here. I think this is it Denny?
Yes,
Hello?
Denny. Yes.
Denny, am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the show. I'm gonna pull down Wyclef real quick so we can have a conversation. Welcome. First of all, where are you calling from and what is your lineage, sir? Hello?
For some reason I cannot hear you, Dave.
Is my sound out? Can you guys hear me in the chat?
This is just give me a second, Dave. I'll remove my headsets.
Yeah, do that. No problem. Uh-oh. Did we lose him again? Okay, the chat says you can hear me fine. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Okay. Hello?
Hey, Dave, can you hear me?
Hey, much better now. Yes, sir. How are you?
For some reason I cannot still.
You can't hear me because my chat can hear me fine.
Okay, Dave. I'll try to leave and then come back. If
All
you don't
right, leave
mind.
it. No, I don't mind. Go
Okay.
ahead. Leave and come back.
Thank you, Dave.
No problem. I'll see you in a second.
Ladies
Okay.
watching this is very important.
Okay.
So if you would walk into the store, first thing I'd say I'd look at your weave and I'd say, are you looking for synthetic or human? Very important. So for the synthetic, it's like a lot of girls that are doing the long braids, they like to just go with the synthetic hair,
Yeah.
right? The human hair is more like, comedians back in the days would clown the women because, you could use that ponytail, you know what I'm saying,
Oh,
to you
yeah.
within that human hair.
Right.
So that's like human hair. So, but I would try to sell you as much human hair as I can because the human hair is where I'm going to make the money. You know what I'm saying to
Yeah.
you? And then I would convince you, sadly, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want you to keep your hair the way it is. I would offer you Revlon, you know what I'm saying? Perm, or I would offer you Precise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bad guy like me, right? I don't want you to have the afro.
Yeah.
I do, but I need to make the money. You
Money.
feel
Yeah,
what I'm saying to you?
right.
So
You was hustling.
I was hustling. And then so within that, I was like, yo, where's Korea? He was like, this way. How you say this? Anyang hashamika. If I tell you Anyang hashamika, you say Anyang haseoy.
안녕하세요.
Anyang haseoy.
Haseoy.
Serang hamnita. Del poshita. So I just started.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that means, but let's go ahead and see if Desi can come up here. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Dave?
Yes, I can. Talk to me. Where are you from? And what's your ethnicity, and how can I help you today?
Hey, Dave. Well, first, it's a pleasure. I've been following your work, and thank you for all that you do. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Danny. Well, I go by Danny, but it's Dennis. I prefer Danny.
Okay.
I am originally from Angola,
Mm-hmm.
but I've lived in the U.S. For 21 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I support your work, and
Thank you.
I think, I think.
Question for you. You said you support my work. Do you have any of my books?
Not yet. I need to get one. I'm gonna lie. I need to get one.
I've got a brand new research paper I just did. It's called The Tether Doctrine, and it's a book. We got an audio. I'm not being funny. It's an actual research paper, and it talks about delineation, growth, things of that nature. I think it'd be a fascinating read for you. We also have the audio book. So if you'd like to, I would love for you to purchase that. Also, I've got The Real Black Agenda, which is a phenomenal book. You can grab that. We're shipping those out every day.
Is it on the bio, by the way?
Yeah, link.me/The Business Bully. You can't miss it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look. Not a problem. I'll take a look.
Sure. So what's up?
Yeah, let me just preface, by saying that I support the FBA. I've been to the march in DC, organized by Tariq Nasheed, and
so you saw me at the rally for reparations?
I do not remember you. I remember seeing the brother Alfred lead. I remember seeing other people, but I didn't remember.
Did you see Black Alpha? When did you go? Or did you go last year when Vicky Dillard was there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was on after Vicky Dillard. I was probably about 80 pounds heavier.
But, I see. So yeah. you you look great, brothers.
Thank
respectfully.
You, appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So and I've as I said, I've always supported because I was brought up right. I come from Angola, mostly in the north, and I'm part of the Congo lineage. Mm-hmm. Lineage is important because even in our language, right, local language, we have words for lineage. And lineage is important. So I'm with you of FBA having their own lineage, which is really important. Where I disagree is where I start hearing people say, "Oh, you fled. You were here, you fled." I disagree because if we look at former freedom fighters, and myself, I'm from that lineage. My great grandfather was fighting the Portuguese, my mother as well. We in Angola actually we defeated the white South Africans at the Battle of Cuero-Cuanavale, which led to Mandela being freed and Namibia becoming independent. So we are known as warriors. And so, but what I disagree is some brothers and sisters, they claim that every person that says they're fleeing. I didn't flee. I'm the only one here. All my family members are all over there. But let me just also say that I think it comes down to education, because since I was 3 years old, I knew about your struggle here in America. I was taught, I was taught. And my late grandfather, while they were chasing the Portuguese with machetes, when Dr. King passed, they were marching in the streets over there, although we're still under Portuguese colonization. So this is just a kind of historical background to say that it's not all of us. And the other thing with names, for example, calling names, I was surprised myself, Dave. Like in Angola, for example, we don't have name for y'all. I mean, we respect y'all. We support y'all. And with the names, I was really
What
surprised
names?
myself.
What
No,
names?
names that they say some of the foundational Black American brothers say that, oh, you guys call us names. We don't have no derogatory names for y'all.
Let
No,
me
we do
explain
not.
something to you. First of all, you're from Angola. I don't know if Angolan people have names for foundational Black Americans,
No,
but
we do not. Mhm.
I get that part. My issue
Yeah.
is that we're not going to act like exceptions do not disprove the rule. If this was not a common issue, why are there people? I'm in Philadelphia, birthplace of America, right? You've got people in Dayton, Ohio saying the same thing. You got people in Atlanta, Georgia saying the same thing. You got all of these people. There's literally 1,000+ people in here right now, the majority of whom have experienced xenophobic disrespect from people in the alleged diaspora against our people. And so when we clap back, it's a problem. My question to you is, have you been back to Angola since you've been here?
Yeah, I go there all the time. Yeah.
You go there all the time.
Yeah.
And why is it that you came to the United States?
Because I wanted to.
You
Yeah.
wanted to, for what purpose?
Just for myself. I just wanted to try something different, better. But before that, I was in England. I went to school in England. Went back home, and then within my family, I just decided, I don't want to stay here. But all my relatives, they're all over there.
But why? Why did you not want to stay in Angola?
Because it was just, I mean, I
What?
just
Be
wanted
honest.
something. I'm sorry?
Be honest. You wanted something what?
Something different. It's not like something
Different from
better,
what?
because
Different from
I was
what?
in England. Something, because again, this is more like a personal thing. I'd gone through some issues with my family. My late mother was still alive. By then, she was still alive, and with my dad's family. So I decided, you know what, I'll let me go to the United States and try and to make it, and see what happens.
Try to
But
make
in
it.
no
So,
shape of. Mhm.
so you're saying you wanted a part of what we consider the American dream?
Not necessarily American dream, because I've like I said, I come from a lineage of warriors. Always my dad was always on the run, my family. So I knew about the struggle, about many places than any other people would get a chance. Not that I'm here flossing, but that's just the truth. So I just wanted to a fresh start, in my life. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So,
mhm. But
so
I always knew about your struggles here, and I will never undermine any struggles that you've gone through here. I'll just give you an example real quick. The other day, I was in a parking lot, and I had a flat tire, and there was this lady, a foundational Black American, and I asked for help, and she said, "Well, you Africans, haters." And myself, respectfully, and I said, "Why do you say that?" It's like, no, because, in the past, and I've worked with, such and such, like you said, and they always show disrespect. And I said, look, I am sorry that you've gone through that experience, but it's not all of us. And that also stems for, and also what I noticed, Dave, is that many of the people that act like that made it here, they were like that in their homeland where they came from. So some of them, in a sense, do associate with the powers to be, and even with the visa process. Like, you don't get a lot of writers that get a chance to come over here. This just for information, because there's a lot of people. I'll just give you an example. When during the George Floyd situation, people were marching in Angola. People were doing all kinds of stuff, just bringing awareness. But those people will never be allowed to come over here. That's just one point.
Okay, so a few things. Number one, do you know what George Floyd was doing right before he was killed?
Yeah, I do.
What was he doing?
I think he was, he was, I guess, trying to buy some cigarettes. I think, if I'm not, it's been so long, but I know he was going to a store. He was going to a store, and he was accused.
No, he wasn't accused. He was passing off counterfeit bills, right?
Yeah. I think
the other
something
part
like
of that
that
is, it is very interesting to me that people love, and again, I'm not saying you're doing this, I'm just pointing it out for the 1,100 plus people who are watching you live right now. People love to tell us about, well, we marched for George Floyd. How does that benefit us?
Well, the point I'm trying to bring home is that the idea that, oh, you guys never supported us, you guys never,
how is that support? I'm asking, how is marching for George Floyd, who, one, was passing counterfeit bills, two, was in the back of the police car and said, I need you to put me on the ground. Have you seen the entirety of all of the security footage that was run during Derek Chauvin's trial? And this is no way excusing Derek Chauvin, but have you seen all the actual footage that led up to George Floyd's death?
Well,
it's a yes or no. It's a yes or no. Have you seen all of the footage?
At the beginning, I saw at the beginning, but I remember bits and pieces, when he was walking out, and then even the people, the person that's recording around was like, hey, the guy was trying to intervene. I think they were like a couple. Yeah, those are like the bits and pieces I remember.
Okay, so you didn't see the surveillance. You didn't see the surveillance from inside of the from the store. You didn't see the body cam footage of him being in the back of the car and then being asked to be placed on the ground.
No, I didn't see the surveillance. No, I'm sorry, I did not.
So what I'm trying to understand is, why is it that people who are not foundational Black Americans think that the best way to unify with us is to talk about struggles or one-off incidents? I'm trying to understand how that has benefited foundational Black Americans in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's not. I'm not trying to tie in a moment into the how can I phrase this? Into, say, the struggle or to your lineage. Nah, but I was trying to connect or place you. I'll give you an example on things that have occurred. But I said in the past, because we have a common denominator, and because we have a common denominator, sometimes through struggle we can relate each other's situations or each other's social.
But why bond?
Struggle.
Here's the thing, right? I'm not trying to be funny, but respectfully, how many 23-time best-selling authors do you know?
23 selling you mean
23 time, meaning that somebody has written a certain amount of books and 23 of them are bestsellers. How many of those do you know?
I know quite a lot. Not quite a lot.
So my whole thing is, why didn't you mention any of them? You automatically went to George Floyd. Because what I need you to understand is that comes off at, like, when white people say, I voted for Obama.
That was just a recent episode though. But I took you back though to the 60s with my grandfather. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's your grandfather. We're talking about you. And then the question becomes, you went to England. Why didn't you stay in England? Why
Because I went
here?
there to school. No, I went to school. I mean,
You went to
freedom of
school there,
movement,
but
Dave.
no,
Freedom of
I'm not.
movement.
Again, this is not. Again, let me be clear. I'm not saying you can't move. I'm trying to understand the intentions
Because
behind the movement.
because the way you is if you're determining where a person can move or cannot. Let
No,
me
I'm
just
not. I
say
never
this.
once said that. No.
Okay,
Let's not put
let
words
me
in my mouth.
respond then. Let's give an example. You know, the late great James Baldwin. He went to Paris when he was being persecuted here. He lived there. The
James Baldwin
great
died before I
Queen
was
Mother.
born, bro.
I mean, if they, you know, like I'll allow you if you allow me to say it. You know, I'll just
Sure.
it's your platform, but you know, like I
No.
said,
Go ahead,
I
please,
support you. You know, but you
please.
got to
Go ahead.
allow me to say the
No. Go ahead.
Nina Simone, right? Nina
Okay.
Simone. It
Yes.
was in Guinea. You know, so would you say then that? And I know because I come from a freedom fighters family, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Black Panthers that went to Algeria and some end up in Portugal. They left because
Mm-hmm.
it was needed, it was required at that point.
Why?
So no, because they were being persecuted, and some they just felt like it was better. Like the late great and ancestor James Baldwin left because he went to Paris because you know, and even Paul Robinson, you know, the place that
Paul
he went to.
Robeson.
So yeah, so the point is, I'm trying to say is that freedom of movement, and also depending on the situations in which a person finds themselves, they can move around. Now, the problem, which I'll give it to you, is that when any other black individual comes here to the United States, they cannot disrespect financial Black American because they laid out the foundation, and our brothers here, they fought and worked hard, you know, so a lot of people like myself can come here. But the freedom of movement, I disagree with that
I never
point.
said
That
anything about your freedom of
why'd you
movement.
come here? And it's not only you, Dave. There's other people
No. I
that
never said you did not have freedom of movement. Please don't twist my words. I'm
no,
trying to understand. But my point is, we can keep it
yeah,
a buck. I'm what you call a straight, meaning I
yeah.
shoot you straight. I expect you to shoot me straight.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I listen. I can move anywhere in the world I want to. I have that luxury. However, the reason that I am here is number one, it's my homeland. Number two, this is the greatest country on the face of the planet. When my father, hold on. When my father died, I did not leave my homeland. I could have because it devastated me when my brother died just a couple of years ago. After George Floyd died, I could have left, but I didn't. My thing is, I just want people to be honest and realize that they are coming here because this is the greatest country in the world. If it were not, everybody would be back there. Now, my follow up is that they do not control. My whole thing is, as a person who is descended from a warrior class, why aren't you back there trying to get a hold of those resources?
Well, I'll respond to you into two forms. Well, two parts. I wanted to say. First, I'm an engineer by trade.
Uh-huh.
Myself, yeah. And number one, it's complicated because there's a class, right? Like there's a class, and that pretty much controls and rules everything, and which
What
kind
class
of
is that?
makes it's called like it's like the boule here, if I may use that word. It's like the bourgeoisie class,
Uh-huh.
which were so the way it happened. They the ruling class, the current ruling class was handed over the power when the Portuguese got kicked out, when we kicked them out. And so they sort of control everything, and so they do not allow other people to access to those resources. But I try, I've tried in the past. I myself, I'm an energy specialist. From oil and gas to sustainability. And I want to help. And it's just roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and You know,
Can you
they
list
won't
some of
allow
those
me.
roadblocks so my audience knows what roadblocks you're talking about?
Well, first is, you know, it's just you going first. They will not allow you to you know, to give you. It's like it's a very controlled environment that you have to be affiliated with the, say, the ruling party, number one, and then number two, you have to be part of a certain family name, certain area, and if you're not from there, they look at you like, who's this? That sort of thing. And then
Gotcha.
in
So hold on, because
Mhm.
I'm a bit confused because regardless of what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And regardless of the bourgeoisie and all of that type of situation, I get classism, I get a caste system, I understand all that. My question then becomes, as a person who self-defines as coming and being descended from a warrior class, what the hell difference does that make if you've got warrior spirit in your blood? Why
Oh
aren't
yeah,
you over there
still.
fighting?
Oh yeah, I'm still. I go there. I still do. I still, like I said, I'm the only one here out of my family.
Right.
And I have
You're only making
cousins.
my point. You're
I have
you're
I
over
have
here,
cousins.
you're
I have
not there
cousin. No,
fighting.
I go there every time, Dave. And I've been you know, working towards making sure that, you know, for example, one of my last visits, I had a portfolio. I made a portfolio how we can improve. Because when I look at, you know, development, there's a lot
Mhm.
of things that we can do. And
Like what?
I've created a portfolio, went out there, presented, and I didn't go nowhere. You know,
You mean like a
people.
pitch deck?
Yes, yeah, explaining, for example, you know, how I can, for example, improving energy. You know, energy is a
Mhm.
big thing. You know,
Yeah.
and I went out there like, hey, look, this is what we can do based on this X and amount uh, uh, of resources that's needed, and you know, I developed models, did a lot of things, and it didn't go anywhere. Now, the response that I usually get is that, oh, you have first to be part of the club of the ruling elite, and I'm from the north. You know, we also have
Okay.
different lineages there. You know, we're all the same, but we have I'm Bukongo, you know. I like to consider myself black first, African, and then, you know, my lineage. But a lot of people don't see it that way. So yeah, but you know, I have tried. Actually, even here, when I was in Houston, I was teaching some of the black kids within a high school, foundational Black America, teaching about science and, you know, STEM and things like that. Where I live here, I'm also looking for middle school so I can train some, you know, you know, some black kids about STEM and, you know, and whatnot. So
Mhm.
I'm really with the people, you know. I'm B1 first, Dave.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
Black
That's
first. That's what I
okay.
said.
I got you. You're
And
black
I
first.
stand corrected.
Got you. Hold on. What energy problem in Angola were your pitch decks designed to solve?
Uh, for example, developing microgrids. You know,
Okay.
microgrid will be a
I know
great,
what a
I think
microgrid is. I have a Mensa pin. Like I promise
yeah, I
you.
think it will be a great thing for developing in economies, in a sense
Right.
that we have abundant sun
Right.
360 days, you know,
365
360
days a
days a
year.
year. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
365 days. You can, so what you do, you can, yeah, have
You can
farms.
harness it. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. You can
exact
farm.
harness.
You can build out
Yeah,
agriculture. It becomes a situation where you can power
exactly.
places that are
Agriculture,
underdeveloped.
create,
No, I get
yes,
it.
and
My
yes,
so
and
I'm trying to because I'm trying to move this on because I don't want to lose any more of my
yeah,
audience.
yeah. Mhm.
Real quick, were the decision makers you met with were they government officials, private investors, utilities,
It
international
was
partners?
it was yeah, it was private sector,
Hmm.
developers,
Hmm.
and I had
But you said nothing came from it.
a friend. No, nothing came of it, but I will continue, you know, because
Okay.
I don't settle. I will continue. I'll you know, make sure that
So yeah,
I'm helping.
you're continuing to fight and
Yeah.
but my whole thing is I've never heard of warriors setting up a pitch deck.
Well, I mean, this was a. I mean, you have to present, you know. I mean, what do you mean? You never. I mean,
I've never
I
heard of a
don't
warrior
control the
class setting up a pitch
resources.
deck. Like, here's what I mean, right? Jefferson, and
Yeah,
I'm
what do you mean?
paraphrasing, Thomas Jefferson said that every once in a while the Constitution or the United States need to be refreshed with the blood of the folks that are in power. Like there's a certain level of, you know, get up in their face type of situation that happens. There's all these resources, whether it's diamonds, whether it's oil, whether it's electric grids that are happening in Angola, but yet the majority of your time, is it safe to say 90% of your time you're in my country?
It depends, you know. I stay
is the no. My question is, where do you pay rent?
Well, I live here. Yeah, of course,
yeah,
I
you live
pay
here.
here.
So the majority of time, you're here. You're not there. To put it another way, I am
what's your
in my
point?
homeland.
What's your point, Dave? What's your point?
My point is, I'm in my homeland fighting
Yeah.
for my people. You
Yeah.
said you're the only person out of your entire family who's
Yeah.
over here. I'm
Mhm.
trying to understand why that is. I'm gonna give you the floor. I gotta step down for just a second, but please explain to everybody what's.
I mean, like I said, Dave, you know, I went to personal issues with my family members, and I decided just to fresh start. You know, it wasn't if, you know, I was forced or I had to come over here. Because as I said, you know, I lived in England as well, and, you know, just been to different countries growing up because, you know, we had to move around, and yeah, that's it. But um, again, you know, freedom of movement. You can leave whatever um, you believe or you think that you want to do, and I think every individual on this planet is free to move. Um, you know, certainly for those that the Black diaspora that come here and want to disrespect foundational Black American, that's bad, and that's not correct. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, you can leave anywhere you want. You know.
Yeah, again, no one's.
Yeah.
I hate goalpost moving when we're talking about
Oh,
something I never
I
said. I didn't
lost
say
you
you didn't have
again,
the freedom.
Dave. I can't hear for some reason.
Can y'all hear me? Can the audience hear me? Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Can y'all hear me?
Are you sure you're not on mute, Dave? Because I
I'm
cannot hear you
positive.
for some reason.
Can y'all hear me? Because okay, everybody can hear me in the chat. So
I cannot hear Dave.
That's all right. Yeah, no, I'm gonna again that sometimes it gets very exhausting. Respectfully, I want to read some of these super chats because y'all was going off. So let me go ahead and read that. Christine Rogers says with the $10 super chat, foundational. Enough said. Appreciate you, $10 super chat. Albie Chill says, isn't Matt nuclear from Angola? I don't know. That's a good question. Verity with the $2 super chat said, Tether is mouthing. Y'all be killing me singing my song back to me. That's insane. Notre Dame with the $2 super chat. You better thank a YouTube member, says he doesn't want to fight for Angola. Messi Michonne is in the building. If you don't bring your ass up here, what is you doing? You at work, ain't you? Your ass probably at work. If you can come up, come on up. There's a link. Thank you so much for the super chat, Messi Michonne. Thank you for the floating heart. Much love to you, sister. FU2, you better thank a YouTube member, says he's a fleer with the hard ER. $2 fleer. Absolutely. Messi Michonne with the 10 jewels. I appreciate it. Ramaya Hamilton, if I butcher your name, forgive me. Thank you for the 30 jewels. Thank you for the clutch. Let's see here. Uncle Reggie, you better thank a YouTube member, said all the warriors fled to other countries. Yeah, that's wild. I'm trying to get to all of your comments. Yeah, no, I'm just at a point that, you know, it just does not make any sense. Tear the mouth. We can hear when you talk it out. $2 super chat from Dimples. I appreciate you so much. Let's see here. Woo! Raw Talk, real deal with the $5 super chat says the reason why other cultures absorb and use FBA culture is because their cultures, although beautiful, they are limited in global appeal. Thank you. Because England's beautiful, but they ain't got no seasoning in their food and they ain't got air conditioning. Just tell the truth. We are the best. Shout out to Cali. We the best. So I really want to have a conversation about the fact that Again, I'm really tired of the African booty scratcher mythos. I'm really tired of feelings. I'm really tired of, this happened and this is that and that and this and bop, bop, boppity, bop, 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 bop. I want us to be able to have a legitimate conversation. All I want is facts. Am I being unreasonable by asking for facts? I'm not leaving no country I built, and I'm not going to allow other people to usurp my place in this country. For so long, we have laid out the welcome mat for everybody. And while we're laying it out, too many people have stepped on our backs and said, hey, we're Americans now. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Ronald Reagan famously said, you can't go to Germany and become a German. You can't go to Japan and become Japanese. This is the only country on the face of the planet where you can come here and become American. And that in and of itself makes us uniquely beautiful. And I could not agree more. But my whole thing is, even if you become an American citizen, you are not a foundational Black American, which means you're not entitled to my lineage. You're entitled to everything the U.S. Constitution has for people, but you're not entitled to our lineage. Let's see. Denny looks like he's back up. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Dave. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was my connection here. So I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want you to feel like I just left. So apologies
No, I
on
understand.
that. Yeah.
No, it's all good. My main thing is I need everybody to understand that our lineage is unique. I'm talking about the fact that everybody is benefiting from what we have built, and people are being disingenuous. And so when we call out people who are disrespecting us, we are well within our rights to do so, just like you're well within your rights to become a citizen here. Are you a citizen or are you on a visa?
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm a citizen, yeah.
Okay, excellent. So again, you're an Angolan American and we're happy to have you. This has nothing to do with you. If you're not a person that is disrespecting us, we don't have any issues with you. So I really wanted to get some clarity on what your issue is with either me or people. Like, I'm trying to understand.
It was just like I said, Dave, I follow you. And I said, today you kind of seemed a little bit, I wouldn't call it sensitive. That's a poor choice of words. But I would say like maybe, I don't know, because I felt as if, Akbar, whatever they were trying to explain by Indians. I think, I don't know, maybe he didn't mean that way. That's
so
the point I was trying to make. So if I
were to sit up here, if I were to,
I said maybe, Dave.
No,
maybe.
I
Let me
understand.
be clear. Maybe.
Again, no, you said maybe. I'm not, listen, I'm just trying to give you a perspective, right? Because you're not me. Clearly, you are not me, right?
Sure.
So I am the only person who can speak on how I felt about what I saw and what I heard in real time, as you saw and what you heard in real time, correct? So having said that, when somebody says, I got Indian in my family, that's a little bit mockery. Like, that's like me going and saying, oh, them Angolans are running around with blow darts going. It's disrespectful. Because just because you don't understand something does not mean that you get to mock it while you're claiming to want an understanding about that thing. Do you understand how that is?
Yeah. I see your point. I do. I definitely see your point. And I think Dave, and I left comments there because I'm all about unity with our people. I love us. I'm telling you, I love us. Yes, as the honorable Pew Newton used to say, reach out, build locally, but
act globally.
Act globally. Yes, I'm in favor of that.
So am I, and that's the thing. We are fixing our situation, but while we're fixing our situation, we are called to fix everybody else's situation while we get pushed to the back of the line in a country that we built. Somebody had an interesting question that I want you to address. They said, Dave, ask him how many African and Caribbean spaces he is going into to tell them to stop disrespecting and undermining foundational Black Americans. I'll wait.
Yeah, I'll go to a few and I'll call them out. I don't even wait for spaces, Dave. I'll call out people. And I can tell you, I don't know how many times I've called out people like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I as I said, I was fortunate enough to come from a lineage of people who knew. Like my late grandfather.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and thank Desi. His connection is just too bad. I kind of want to move on. Let's see here. Tusk with the silver star. Thank you for the 2 jewels. I appreciate it. You know, exactly. Just because it's something you don't understand doesn't stop it from being any less true. Thank you, Faith. I definitely appreciate that. Somebody said Dave should get an award. I don't know what I'm getting an award for, a reward for, but if you guys want to reward me, please pick up the new book and the audio book as well. And that in and of itself is called The Tether Doctrine. I want you guys to check it out. It really is awesome. If you have not seen it, it really is a phenomenal piece of work. I go in and I talk about everything. Now, this is an actual research paper I'm submitting for peer review. Also, I'm turning it into a book, and the audio book is being set out in sessions. You get access to that. You have lifetime access to it. The VIP is $97. The regular cost is $47, but this is a living, breathing situation. So if you think I deserve a reward, go ahead and get that. Also, we're offering Klarna and Afterpay, so that you don't have to pay everything up front, but you get everything right away. And as we continue to add to it, you'll be able to get more out of it. So make sure y'all go ahead and get the Tether Doctrine. I would really, really appreciate that. And so I don't like people disrespecting me. I don't. I have a real big issue with people disrespecting me and disrespecting my people. That's my whole thing. And I don't find that to be anything other than that. Hold on, I'm just going to Denny, I'm moving on to another segment, but I want to thank you for being here, my friend. Did you have any closing words?
Yes. Hey, Dave, I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Again, let's build, let's focus locally, but let's not forget about the global.
Right.
And at the end, each one teach one. So thank you so much for having me.
I definitely appreciate that. By the way, I
let's
would love
keep
for
the
you.
fight, and I appreciate it. Thank you so
I
much for having me.
appreciate it.
By the way,
No.
I'll get the book. I'll get
Yeah.
the book if it's on a on a
It's
bio.
it's available right now. It's link.me/the business bully. Link.me/the business bully. It's available right now.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I got it scrolling on the top of your screen so that you can see it and you can order it right now.
Sure.
Link.me/the business bully. And then I want you to come back after you've experienced it and let me know what you've learned, what you thought. Okay.
We'll support. Salute.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. So for me, I want y'all to understand, man. I don't have no hate in my heart for nobody. And again, I'm not looking, and this is the thing, like, I'm not looking to fight. I'm looking for people to have the same respect that they have for everybody else, because it's funny how these people got so much smoke for us, but they don't have that same smoke for white people. They don't have that same smoke for every other group that would not tolerate this, because nobody would come to Jewish people and talk to them the way that they talk to us. And that's exactly what I said, Proud FBA. I want to hear his thoughts after he reads your book. Absolutely. We know who we are. I don't have an identity crisis at all. And that's the thing. I like having respectful discourse, but what I'm not going to do is bond on trauma. Oh, we marched for George Floyd over in Angola. Where's Willie D when you need him? That does not help my people at all. Thank you for the happy poop, Messy Michonne. Thank you for this 30 jewels. Thank you for the clutch. Uncle Reggie with the $2 super chat. All the warriors fled to other country. Why are you people like this? I can't. Thank you for the silver star, Tusk. I really want to have an honest conversation, but what I want, and I very rarely ask you guys for anything. There's only 2 things I want from y'all today. The first is I want y'all guys to please, if you want to support me, make sure you're hitting that like button, make sure you're subscribing, and please get the Tether Doctrine. I am working so hard to give people an understanding of what we mean and what we're going through. Everything, from the way that everything was designed, absolutely everything comes down to how we need to move as a people. I'm not here to be anybody's enemy. I'm not here to disrespect anybody. I've never been on that, you know, and I have no hate for the diaspora, none whatsoever, you know. And to me, I just want people to understand that we can have love and respect and still delineate. I don't see anything wrong with that. I know plenty of Koreans that got plenty of respect for Vietnamese, Japanese, Chinese, and Indians because they're all Asians. But there's a distinct delineation. There's a distinct admixture. There's a distinct ethnogenesis. Why is that such a hard concept for people to understand? Oh, Lion said, I'm just coming on now. Are you still going on Godfrey's channel? The jury's out. I don't know, because what's happened is people are trolling him in his comments, and from what I've heard, and I'm paraphrasing, so don't hold me to this, he might not necessarily feel comfortable with having me on. But my whole thing is, I've never trolled him. I've never disrespected him. I'm allowed to challenge somebody's ideas without attacking the person. And that's all I've ever done. I'm challenging the notion of talking about foundational Black Americans without having foundational Black Americans in the room. Over on Instagram, Yuseke Voice Berry says, maybe we need to go to Africa and set up shop. Honestly, my brother, I'm already setting up shop over there. Like, that's not even an issue. You know, my main thing is I want us to be able to have an open and honest conversation about what's happening here with foundational Black Americans. Can y'all do me a favor and click the like button and then let me know in the comments that you have? Click the subscribe button and let me know in the comments that you have. All I want is to have a conversation. I don't think that's being unreasonable. And my whole thing is, when you're having these conversations about people who are not descended from the very people that you're spending a very gross amount of time talking about, it's not helpful. It's not helpful. The Will Shooter said, like, thank you so much for the like. You better thank a YouTube member. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, so for me, I don't have an issue with that. Thank you, Jay, for liking the video. I definitely appreciate that. Right? JD says there's no such thing as being allowed to mistreat foundational Black Americans. You either choose to disrespect and undermine foundational Black Americans, or you don't. There is no one else to blame except those who disrespect and undermine. Absolutely. Let's see here. Miss Sapphire, you better thank a YouTube member. Welcome to the D.A.M.N Nation. Thank you so much for this. Super excited to have you. Thank you for the silver star candor. I definitely appreciate that. Also, thank you, Jay, for the thumbs up. I definitely appreciate that. My whole thing is, I just want to be able to do that. That's the thing. Opali says, and I'm probably butchered your name, I hit the like button and I am a subscriber to your channel. Thank you so much. We love to play. You better thank a YouTube member. Says they'll never be on code. Verity says like. K Speak Up on it says press 1 if you hit the like button. I definitely appreciate it. The Oracle says, why are they so threatened by our updated ethnic classification? They have a huge issue with being immigrants in this country. Yes. And I don't know why. And I'm trying to get that answer. No one has ever given me a straight answer. It becomes about African booty scratcher. It becomes I come from warriors, but I put a pitch deck up to private investors. I didn't go talk to the government. There's a bourgeoisie class, so on and so forth. And I think that Desi was very respectful. I actually like him. I think he's a very nice man. Right? I just want you to understand, right? Because people have been asking me this question a lot. Are you related to Claude Anderson? The answer is I don't know. I don't really know a lot of the Andersons, and the Andersons I did know are dead, with very few exceptions. I got some cousins out there, but I haven't talked to any of them in over 20 some odd years. So I don't know the full extent of our lineage. I had some people reach out to me who literally had pictures of my father at his wedding to my mother that I had never seen before. One of my distant cousins who found me, like a second cousin once removed, found me, and they're related to my grandmother's brother, my uncle Booker T. McPhail. And they had pictures of my father at my father's wedding that I had never seen before. but I don't know if I'm related to Dr. Claude Anderson. I've never been able to find out. Like, I don't know enough about his family. I've reached out a few times. They say, keep going. Amani Bay says, Professor Anderson, why don't you ever hit these Africans with genealogy? We have maternal and paternal genealogies going back 400 plus years, proving that we have an identity. Absolutely. Again, I always say I trace my bloodline to the 1670s in this country. So that's a good point. Shout out to Miss TT. Thank you so much, Miss TT. Did you get I think I saw an order come in. Did you get the Tether Doctrine, or did you get the Fall in the Financial Freedom book? I need to know, because I want to make sure that that gets out to you if it hasn't already come your way. Please let me know. Z-Man said, Ben hit the like button. Appreciate you. It's a way to get clicks from the diaspora who hate us. Thank you so much for that, Nuikia. Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Miss Cherokee said, liked and subscribed. Thank you so much. I'm trying to just go through absolutely everything here. I hit the like number 107. There should be 10 times that amount of likes in there. Black Vulcan says, Dave says he doesn't have any hate for anyone, but like Tariq Nasheed, he comes off almost immediately as being combative. He's just not as nasty as Tariq. I am FBA. Why don't you come up here and tell me how combative I am? I stand on business and I'm firm. I'm from Philly. Anybody who's ever dealt with a Philadelphian will tell you we don't sugarcoat anything. We say it like we mean it. So if you have an issue with my tone, you can tone police me all you want to. But I'm not coming off as combative. I am making sure that I stand 10 toes down for my people. If you have an issue beyond that, state it factually. Please feel free to come up here. The floor is yours. We got a few minutes. I ain't got nothing but time. I'm not out here looking for trouble. I'm out here looking for clarity. Sonia says, I challenge the ignorance posited in this sphere. Feel free to come on up. The link is available to y'all. Like, I don't understand why y'all are so busy challenging in the comments, but not challenging on the stage. At least Desi came up here. I don't get that. I truly don't understand, and I don't get that. Can somebody explain that to me? Ties did it. Said, I'm tired of the intellectual dishonesty from a lot of these Africans in the Caribbean. Same. All we want to do is be left alone to build. There isn't a human being on earth that doesn't have African DNA. What does that have to do with anything? The difference, and again, the link is available to you, the diasporawars.com. Come on up, because I have plenty of information I would love to educate you on. Please come on up. Have you gotten has anybody gotten the Tether Doctrine today? I'm looking for people who got it today. Z-Man Pro, yeah, I feel a kinship. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't doubt it either. I did send a letter. I got to see if I can find it, because I want to read it to you. I don't know if I can find it, but we're going to see. Hold on. Because Claude Anderson is a hero of mine. Real big hero of mine. I've read everything he's ever put out. Black Labor, White Wealth. I have read the Black History Reader. I have read Powernomics. I got 3 copies of Powernomics in my house right now. I'm just trying to catch up on all the comments. Yeah, I mean, it's a very complicated situation. I will say this to you. I was how can I put this gently? I was abused as a kid. And a lot of that, there's no coming back from. And I've got cousins that I absolutely love that I haven't spoken to, but they're collateral damage. Not because I don't want to speak to them, but because there's a lot of issues there. And I want to make sure that I'm very clear on that. So that's what that is. I'm busy looking for the Claude Anderson email. Of course, now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it. But in the meantime, in between time, I just want to see who actually got the tether doctrine today. Black is not a nationality, but foundational Black American is a unique ethnic group. Dave, can you insert the link to your books in the chat? Absolutely. Here you go. Hold on. link.me/business bully. Let me go ahead and copy the actual link so you can click on it. Sorry about that, y'all. Bear with me 1 second. Ain't gotta say much, you can hear it now. Yeah, they don't want us to say anything when we're being disrespectful. Again, I'm not going to drop from my square. Philly are the realest Jones, absolutely. Nobody ever said FBA was a nationality. It's an ethnic group. Do I know any Mitchells or Goodwins in Philly? I do know an Adrian Mitchell I went to elementary school with. Judge Dredd said, I got good hair like Dave. All hair on your head is good. Akbar wouldn't know. All right, now that was a joke. I'm playing. But he said, I got Indian in my family. Well, I do. That's disrespectful. Like, to me, that's as disrespectful as saying, do you have bushmeat eaters in your family? Yeah, and keep in mind, there's well over 1,000 people in here. You can't see all the places we're broadcasting from, but the likes should be way up. That's all I'm asking for is a like. Brian Fuller said, Dave, your channel's growing rapidly. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much for being here. I definitely appreciate that. You know, I just want us to come to an understanding. The Oracle said, wait, I'm from Philadelphia, born and raised. I knew why I liked you. Julia Reynolds Masterman, Overbrook High School, Rutgers University, and George Washington graduate, West Philly, Hilltop and Winfield. Shout out to Winfield. My uncle used to live out in Winfield. Let's see here. Damn, y'all sneaking up. Chris Radio said, I got the Tether Doctrine almost done reading. Please let me know what you think, Chris. Tethers, Dookie, out. That name take me out every time. 10 Jules, thank you so much for the gold coin. Tethers, Dookie outside. Thank you for the sparkles. That's hilarious. Nawikia, $5 super chat said, they've been talking slick for years. Now they're behaving like Karens. Absolutely. It's like throwing rocks and hiding your hands in some cases. Jay says, DA stands on business, straight talk. We talk to each other like that on all subjects. Yep. Child said they're moving on their agenda. They're working their plan. We need to work a plan. I got a plan. It's called the Real Black Agenda. Matter of fact, if you get the Tether Doctrine today, I'm going to throw in a copy of the Real Black Agenda, a digital copy so that you have it. And I'm going to give you a link to an Audible so that you get the audiobook version. And for anybody who's already bought the Tether Doctrine, I'm going to upload that to the folder so you ain't got to purchase anything else. If you want to support, you can. The Cash App is right there, but link.me/thebusinessbully. FU2 for Tango down. I love it. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. Cosmic said, these people are too sensitive. Real warriors are here on these lands. We're carrying the torch of our ancestors. Proud of us all. So am I. Thank you, Big Perm. You better thank a YouTube member. Once we fix foundational Black Americans, then the diaspora can join us. Absolutely. Dr. Claude Anderson is who I'm chasing every single day. Him, Henrik Clark, Neely Fuller. Those are the people I'm chasing. But again, what is the culture of FBA? You're standing on it. You're in it. And again, if you want to come up here, you can. Like, why do y'all have these conversations? Let me know if y'all got the Tether Doctrine. I want to make sure. Tethers Dookie outside said, what do we gain by getting in alliance with Tethers? I'll wait. And that's what I said to Dr. Lafufu. It's a one-way street. Pan-Africanism is a one-way street. Makiba, you better thank a YouTube member. Just purchased the Tether Doctrine. Look forward to reading. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that so much. Agents of Chaos. Dave, remember Club Nouveau? I don't need jealousy. I hate you so much. Every black person is encoded with multiple ethnicities. Marshall says, Dave, I would like to connect with you. I'm from Philadelphia and a student of Dr. Anderson and Reverend Dr. Leon Sullivan. Feel free to shoot me an email. My email is right there, dave@businessbullyshow.com. dave@businessbullyshow.com. Feel free to shoot me an email. Absolutely. Okay, if your DNA doesn't lie, wonderful. If you want the Tether Doctrine, the link is right there. link.me/the business bully. I definitely put it in the chat. Go ahead and get it right now and then comment done. link.me/the business bully. link.me/the business bully. Please go ahead and grab the Tether Doctrine. You're going to love it. I'm very excited to have y'all here. I really am. And I'm grateful. We're on our way to 100,000. It is very, very hard. By the way, have y'all seen my video about breaking down Donald Trump's broken promises to us when it came to the platinum plan? We've heard nothing since he's been reelected. I went out of my way to talk about that. So absolutely, I am looking forward to making that happen. But I got to get out of here. Please go ahead and grab that Tether Doctrine for me. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure you support the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much. I love y'all so very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this. And we all we got. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Oh, hold on, I gotta switch this out because folks be tripping. Anywho and anyhow, let me. Oh, I can't even do this yet. Let me hold on. Let me see here. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and make that happen. Okay, set that as an outro video. Not yet. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Because somebody just said something. Hold on. Let's see here. The Wood Mackinnon, I'm sorry, with the 1999 super chat. You did an excellent job on the Boule Exposed video. I posted it on my Facebook. Definitely PhD quality. I'm working on everything I need to do for my new honorary doctorate, and I did not know I needed to do work for an honorary doctorate, but apparently I do, so I'm doing the work. This research paper that the Tether Doctrine is also a book, things of that nature. Please grab it for me. J18 said done. Appreciate that. Dr. Claude Anderson is sick, 90 years old. I'm in contact with the Anderson family. Marshall, please email me because I would definitely love to find out if we're related. If not, I just would really love to have at least one good conversation with him before he transitions to join our ancestors. All right, Chris, I got you. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Please make sure that happens. Love y'all. Thank y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
D.A.M.N. time. Wake up, it's D.A.M.N. time. D.A.M.N. time. Truth in the booth and the whole chat line. I walk in with the facts, no fluff in the bag. Hot coffee, cold truth, let me raise that flag. They came for the jokes, but they stayed for the lesson. I turn headlines into business confessions. I don't do fake, I don't tap dance nice. I say what I said, then I say it twice. If the world gone crazy, I'm the morning alarm. With a mic in my hand and some smoke in my palm. Say D.A.M.N. D.A.M.N. Say it one more time. D.A.M.N. If the truth hit hard, let it ride. If the show got value, put some love inside. It's D.A.M.N. Everybody say it. D.A.M.N. Don't just replay it. D.A.M.N. We live in the chat. If the facts hit home, go and tap that tap. D.A.M.N. Hands in the sky, wake up, get smart, let the nonsense die. Tap that tap, drop that love. Shack going crazy when that truth show up.